Today is Tuesday, February 12th. There's a deal, maybe, to prevent another government shutdown. I'll break down the agreement. Plus, what your tax refund may look like this year. Toys R Us may return, but with a new name. And LinkedIn's newest feature. Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. I'm Erica Mandy. Thanks so much for being here. You ready? Let's do this. Lawmakers have made a deal to avoid another government shutdown this weekend. The Washington Post reports that late last night, House and Senate negotiators from both parties said they've reached an agreement, or at least a framework, to provide some money for a border barrier, just not as much money as President Trump has been demanding. The Post reports negotiators for both Democrats and Republicans have agreed to nearly $1.4 billion for new barriers at the U.S.-Mexico border. That's only about a fourth of the $5.7 billion the president wanted. The money would be spent on 55 miles of modern fencing and will fund the government through September. The Wall Street Journal says it's meant to give both parties something they want. Democrats kept the wall funding to a much smaller amount than requested, while Republicans stopped Democrats' efforts to limit the number of detention beds for undocumented immigrants. That would have likely ended immigration roundups. And of course, a deal like this would prevent something neither party wants, another government shutdown. Although some conservative pundits have said they don't like it. So expect more about this potential deal today as all the details get worked out. But keep in mind, both the House and Senate have to pass these spending bills, and President Trump has to give the okay. And that is still a question mark. Whether they move forward with this new agreement or another one or nothing, the deadline is Friday before another shutdown. More to come. A Minnesota congresswoman is apologizing after lawmakers from both sides of the aisle called her tweets anti-Semitic. The New York Times reports Representative Ilhan Omar tweeted, quote, "It's all about the Benjamins, baby," suggesting that American lawmakers who support Israel are motivated only by money. She also said AIPAC, a pro-Israel lobbying group, was the one paying them. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other Democratic leadership issued a statement condemning her tweets, saying legitimate criticism of Israel's policies is protected, but using the myth or stereotype about Jewish money and political influence is not okay. Republicans and the president also called her out, some saying she should be removed from the House Foreign Affairs Committee. So far, that has not happened. Omar apologized, which she has done for tweets like this before. This time, she says she's listening and learning, yet still standing up to all lobbyists. Other critics of Israel say she's at least sparking conversation about America's role in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Even after two women now claim he sexually assaulted them, Virginia's Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax still says he will not step down. The Washington Post reports Fairfax denies the claims and says he deserves due process. For the last week, fellow Democrats pushed him to leave and even talked about trying to impeach him, but they've quieted down now and put the idea of impeachment on the back burner. It's because of the other two scandals surrounding Virginia's elected officials. Remember, Virginia's Governor Ralph Northam and Attorney General Mark Herring have both admitted to wearing blackface in the 80s. Well, the AP reports the party says it'd be problematic if Northam and Herring, who are white, both stayed in power, and Fairfax, who is black, was pushed out. By the way, we might hear from one accuser today. The Sandford Daily reports accuser Vanessa Tyson will take questions during a conference at Stanford University. The event about the Me Too movement was planned before the allegations got so much attention. For the first time in 25 years, teachers from Denver public schools are on strike. The teachers want higher pay and better funding, while the school district argues they do already offer higher pay. USA Today says extra pay is through a rewards program that gives bonuses throughout the year, but teachers want their base pay to go up. Fox reports schools are still open with substitute teachers, while more than 2,000 teachers are on strike. Negotiations continue. Federal health officials say years of progress getting teens to quit tobacco is now erased, at least if you include e-cigarettes. A new CDC survey found in a year's time, 1.5 million more middle and high school students started using tobacco products. CNBC says officials blame the spike on vaping, like e-cigarettes, specifically the popular Juul brand. Officials have already called vaping among teens an epidemic and has cracked down on Juul's marketing. The FDA now says it might have to reconsider its enforcement policies if the numbers don't change. Although it's worth mentioning, for adults at least, a different recent study found e-cigarettes really do work better than patches or gum when it comes to helping people quit traditional cigarettes. Tax season is here, and some of you may be a bit disappointed by your refund. 2018 was the first full year since Congress changed the tax code, and CNN says the average refund for early filers so far is down 8%. People are getting back about $1,800 this year compared to $2,000 last year. But remember, getting a smaller refund does not necessarily mean you're paying more in taxes. Experts say it's all about that W-4. If employees did not adjust the amount taken from their paychecks throughout the year after the new tax law, then they could see smaller refunds. But CNBC says those who do not have income already withheld throughout the year at all may actually see bigger refund checks this year. Think retirees and business owners. The tax deadline is coming up this April. Much more news ahead, but a quick break to tell you about today's sponsor, Drops. We all do laundry, so why not choose the best? Drops delivers eco-friendly cleaning products directly to your door, and by getting rid of the middleman, Drops cleaning products can be offered for a fraction of the price compared to its competitors. So Drops saves you time with delivery and saves you money. Plus, Drops does not waste money on swirls and dyes and chemicals. Drops products are plant-based and chlorine-free. Drops even uses the most sustainable packaging with plastic-free boxes that double as the shipping containers. Plus, it's all manufactured in the U.S., so it's supporting local jobs and fair wages. On top of all of that goodness, I like that Drops products are just so easy to use. No measuring or over-pouring or heavy bottles. And right now, you can get 30% off your first order when you go to drops.com/newsworthy and enter the code newsworthy. That's Drops with 2 Ps, drops.com/newsworthy, and enter the code newsworthy for convenient plastic-free cleaning. Every Drops counts. Now, back to the news. Toys R Us may be making a comeback, but under a new name, True Kids. There aren't a lot of details yet, but CBS News reports the new owners of Toys R Us want to bring the brand back, at least in some form, to the U.S. Remember, Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy in 2017 and was forced to liquidate. Well, now the new parent company wants to rebrand it True Kids. The company is headquartered in New Jersey with plans for the U.S., but for now, they're opening dozens of True Kids stores in Asia, India, and Europe. Amazon is investing in home Wi-Fi. CNBC reports the company is set to buy Eero, a startup that makes internet routers that are supposed to be easy and effective to use. Amazon says the routers will help users connect all of their smart home devices, including Amazon's Alexa. But we don't know exactly what Amazon will be doing with Eero just yet. Starting this week, you may see people going live on LinkedIn. TechCrunch says the company is launching what it calls, LinkedIn Live. LinkedIn says it's seen great results with regular video, and live video has been a big request. For now, it's in beta, and only users who are invited to go live will be able to do that. LinkedIn's plan is to use the live feature to cover conferences, Q&As, and other big events like graduation or award ceremonies. It's not clear yet if the live capability will eventually roll out to everyone, so stay tuned. Best Buy took the top spot in a list of the most sustainable large companies. Barron's rankings of the year's 100 most sustainable companies looked at the top 1,000 largest companies in the U.S. and considered environmental, social, and corporate factors to decide the top 100. MarketWatch explains Best Buy got number 1 for things like helping customers recycle old appliances and electronics and allowing its Geek Squad to repair and maintain old devices. The Westminster Dog Show is back for its 143rd year. Newsweek says nearly 3,000 dogs and more than 200 breeds are competing. It all started yesterday morning, but tonight is the night the best in show will be chosen. You can catch the action on Fox Sports 1 starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time or stream it online. The Best in Show competition is expected to air between 7:30 and 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. And that's it. You are all caught up. And you can always read more about the stories we talk about here. I try to make it easy for you by listing all the stories and sources in today's show notes. Just go to the homepage of thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and look for today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you to listen every weekday by 4 in the morning. And don't forget to share it if you got value out of today's episode. I will be back with more news tomorrow. Have a great day.